I will share a demo of the software.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you see the software?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we do.
Okay. So I want to talk about the shadow software. So I think many of you already know this software, and I've seen some names of users. This is a software to calculate and draw sundials, different kinds of sundials, and also additional information like the graph of equation of time. And also it can draw and animate astrolabes. Someone said that sundial enthusiasts are also interested in other types of timekeeping objects, and astrolabes are really interesting in that aspect. When I designed the software, I wanted to have something really easy to use that allow anybody to create their own sundial without looking at the mathematics. So the benefit of this software is to hide the complexity of the equations. So in order to be able to express our creativity in woodworking, in painting, in metal working, and so on, to create a sundial. So the idea is to just select the location. The software comes with 6,000 plus locations with latitude, longitude, and time zone. And the software, the sundial is drawn on screen. And from that, you can configure the type of indications you want to see on the sundial. And of course, you can select any size for the sundial and also for the height of the style. So it's possible to design a very large sundial if you want, or a very small one. You may select the type of indication you want to see on the sundial. So by default, it's the solar time. Also, other ancient times are possible, like Babylonian, Italian, and so on. Sun azimuth and sun altitude, and so on. So it's very easy to change, and then everything is drawn on screen. And of course, when you are done with the design, you just print to scale on a paper, or export the coordinates that you can use to draw, in particular with a larger sundial. You may use the coordinates instead of the printing. What's interesting also is that you can animate the shadow by selecting the time and also the date and the type of time, solar or min. So it can be also an educational tool if you want to explain how it works to students, children, and so on. When you design the sundial, so you can print the layout, but you can also see the style with its dimensions and print a cutout to scale. So you just need to report this drawing on a material, and you have the style that can be easily installed on the sundial. So in that case, it's an horizontal. So the style has to be between A and B. If I create, for example, a vertical sundial, I can choose the orientation of the wall, and then the style needs to be installed in the sub-style line, so it's quite easy to prepare. Talking about the equation of time, so there are several graphs that can be used to see the equation of time. You can choose in the preference if you wish this presentation or the inverted ones, if you want to add or subtract the equation of time, depending. I think it's in America it's a different convention. It's also represented as an H-shape curve, depending on the sun declination. What's interesting also is when you design the sundial, you can see it in 3D. So it's a better way to realize how the final product will look, and so you can easily zoom in and rotate around, and also animate the shadow on the 3D view. So it's really also a simulation tool. It's not only a tool to design and fabricate the sundial. The type of style also can be selected with different types of styles. For example, here you have the polar and the gnomon together, and even some type of realistic styles, as I call it. This 3D view is interesting, in particular when you design non-planar sundials. For example, if I look at an armillary ring, it's not very spectacular when you look at it on a plane, but in 3D, it's much more interesting. So you can really realize how the final product will be. And of course, you can also animate the style, and you can also see the effect of the edges, because it will also project shadow on the sundial. So the software offers classical sundials, also analematic, bifilar sundials, cylindrical sundials of different kinds. And when you look at the sundial in 3D, there is also one of the new features. It offers a collection of multiple sundials. For example, this diptych sundial that is designed for a selected location. You have the gnomonic cube, even the north one. You have a collection of polar sundials on an hexagonal shape with an equatorial on each side, on the top and lower side. And as for any type of sundials, you can also simulate the trajectory of the shadow, also on multiple sundials. The latest one I added in the latest version is a very special kind of multiple sundial with It's a shape that has 26 faces and a sundial on almost each of them. And this is what we could call a gnomonic block. And there is one in Strasbourg, in a botanical garden, which is exactly that shape. So you can enjoy the software to design your sundial, but you can also play on screen with like it's a simulation tool. What can I show? Maybe quickly, I mentioned the astrolabe. You can select an astrolabe for any location, like if you had several plates with different latitudes. So the astrolabe is drawn on screen, and it can be animated. So you can rotate the reti. You have the ruler, and of course you have the face and the back. And when you rotate the alidade, you have also the indications of the calendar and the other indications. So you can really simulate how it works and select a particular date, see the ecliptic longitude, and then switch to the face and operate as if it was a real one. And the reti can be modified so that it's transparent, so it's easier to see the stars behind and so on. And it has also the latest version introduced also what I call realistic reti. It's a mock-up of ancient astrolabes. So there are two types with the star pointers, and the first one is geometrical reti. So there are many features in this software, and what's important to know is that it comes with a user manual that has 150 pages, largely illustrated. Do you see the manual?
Currently only software.
Software. I switch to a different window. Okay.
Bottom left.
Maybe. No. Anyway. The user manual, so as I said, 150 pages, and it's available in French, English, German, Spanish, and Italian. So it's free. It's provided with the software. You can download the software on shadowspro.com. There is a free version. You can do a lot of things with the free version, and then to access the more specific sundials and the astrolabes, you have a version called Shadows Pro, which is 50 euros. It's a shareware. So it's the price of the book. I don't know how much time I have.
Actually, a couple of minutes left.
Okay.
So we can have some questions possibly, or
yeah, of course.
Because I see there's a question by Joanna. Possibly you could ask, or I should read. Joanna.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely incredible. I've wasted my last 40 years making sundials and drawing these by hand. It's incredible. How do you, how do you if you've got the thickness of the lines on the for instance on a vertical dial, can you, in you using it, can one, yes, how do you decide on those thicknesses, or is the whole thing really calculated to a central line on them all?
So you have a dialog where you select the type of lines you want to change, and you select the color and the thickness.
Okay.
Which is used also when you export, because I didn't say, but you can export the drawing to many different formats, including formats that are compatible with engraving machines and laser cutters. So you can directly draw your sundial on a piece of wood using a laser cutter, and you can cut also the style. When you draw an astrolabe, you can also create your astrolabe layer by layer using the laser cutter.
Okay, thank you. That's
Thank you. Robert, please. Robert, you can ask question. Yeah, you raised hand.
The microphone is muted.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to thank Francois for his presentation, and I'm an owner of the Sundials Pro, and I've used it, and it's a delight. There's a bit of a learning curve for me, who's not terribly, but there is something to do it by hand. And what I always do is I do it by hand on a drafting machine graphically, but I always check it to make sure it's right by going to the Sundial program and see if they correspond. So it's thank you, Francois, and it's a beautiful program. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
David, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I hope you can hear me. I just want to say we've used it for quite a while now, and it's an incredible program. It's a very, very useful program. I always cast an eye over the end results to make sure that it makes sense, but it is very powerful and very useful and very. I won't say user friendly because I'm useless, but it is the only tool we go to. It's very impressive.
Oh, thank you very much. My only skill is to understand mathematics and develop software. So I cannot build a real sundial by myself, but I can calculate them.
So yeah, we can just say that
you come through then.
Yeah.
You fill in all the spaces that some of us who make them don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's sundials. It's mathematics, design, astronomy, and practical work with stone, with metal, with concrete. So it's a blend of disciplines. Thank you very much, and I think it's a must-have software for everybody who's making sundials. And thank you, François. Merci beaucoup.